So moving on from LeBron James, sorry Terrence, you couldn't be a part of this conversation. Bradley Beal finally returned after a hamstring injury. It just feels like wherever Katie goes, it's just injuries on top of injuries on top of injuries on top of injuries. But he played limited minutes against the Rockets because he got ejected. Him and Jalen Green had a little scuffle, but had 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 50% from the field as well too. With Bradley Beal finally being back, I know we had some breaking news that Devin Booker had negative scans on his ankle, so I don't know how that's going to be. Seems like he has that mama mentality where he plays through injury, but it looks like they can finally have that stretch where they finish the regular season as a trio. And if they can do that, how much of a threat can Phoenix be in the playoffs, man?
I mean, we were talking about this before the podcast. Like the West is stacked, bro.
Oh, D.
So like, I honestly, I mean, they have a shot at for sure at least making the conference finals if like all
Ooh.
three of those guys are healthy, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I do not see. I don't see it. I don't see a team beating Denver
Mm-hmm.
out of the West except for maybe OKC.
Beating Denver?
Hmm
You think OKC can beat Denver?
I think that's the only team in the West that could beat Denver.
So
in my
not even
opinion.
Minnesota. I think
No,
that's the best
I
matchup.
I don't think Minnesota again is too. And this year they could prove me wrong.
Yeah,
Like it always has to be that year where people
that's
are like,
true.
okay, you could do it,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just so inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have any faith. They're to me one of those. Every couple of years, there's a one seed that it's like, yeah, in the regular season, y'all were the best, and then as soon as it gets to the playoffs, it's like, okay, now the real teams come out. Exactly.
The real dogs out. The real dogs out.
So Ant is a dog. He's really the one. Like if he can be consistent on a game to game basis on a whole entire playoff run basis,
Mm-hmm.
then I think that they have a good shot.
Yeah.
But even that I still wouldn't trust him in the finals.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm.
I don't know.
But back to your son's take.
Yeah, I think the Suns can. I think the Suns can make it really far if as long as they stay healthy. But I think Bradley Beal has not shown the ability to do that at all this season. And although KD has, that's not really his track record as of late.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Booker. So
Mm-hmm.
like, I can hope that they'll be able to finish out the rest of this regular season and the playoffs healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But that just feels like a tall ask, especially when you consider just like the depth again of everybody else in the
Mm-hmm.
top of the West. It's the Thunder, it's the Nuggets, it's
Mm-hmm.
them, it's the Timberwolves, the Clippers,
Mm-hmm.
even Golden State and the Lakers are gonna. I don't think either of those teams are gonna come out of the West, but I think they can easily play spoiler in the playoffs.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So Phoenix. Right now, if the playoffs ended, not even playoffs ended today, let's just go with the teams that are eligible for the playoffs. You think they can beat, if they are on the road, they can beat the Thunder in a 7-game series? Phoenix?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. Clippers 7-game series?
I mean, honestly, you might be mad, but only because it's the Clippers. The
Yeah.
Clippers, I just feel like are liable to lose anything.
I
They're
mean, we
supposed
saw
to win.
that 20-point fold the other
Exactly.
night. And I was like, God damn, not again.
Exactly.
Pelicans?
Yes,
Yep.
I can't take them seriously at all.
Kings?
Yeah,
Yeah. Mavericks?
yeah. I mean, all these teams, I think they can beat.
Can be.
I don't know if that means they're going to beat them. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but that's to me what makes the West so deep this year. I feel like a lot of these teams can come out.
Mm-hmm. It seems like they just went all offense and or just going to rely on getting timely stops.
But they did get a lot of like Royce O'Neal was a lot of these teams like this year actually I feel like was the lamest trade deadline in recent memory.
Ever.
But a lot of these teams added quality role players, and they were one of them. Like Royce O'Neal was a good pickup, even though he hasn't been playing. David Roddy from Memphis was a good pickup.
Mm-hmm.
So they've just added a couple more pieces because that's really what they were missing is they just had zero depth behind their top three.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they, of course, yeah, their main thing is offense, but I think they've added enough defense to be passable, especially with their offense kind of offsetting some of that in the playoffs.